Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a match here on WWE 2K24. This one is a realistic one from the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which is actually this weekend, which surprised me. I didn't realise it was this soon, to be honest with you. This one is Mercedes Mone versus Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know a ton about Stephanie, but I must admit, I started hearing about her about 6 months or so ago, and by all accounts, she's very, very good, and we've seen that already in her women's match. What did she do in the women's match? She eliminated 4 people in that. Obviously entered quite early, so she had no chance to go on and win it, but a big opportunity here to prove herself one-on-one against Mercedes. I do feel like Mercedes is going to win this one. I don't see them giving a television championship essentially to a CMLL worker who cannot guarantee being there week in, week out. It is a double championship, of course. It is also for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, which I'm pretty sure is a massive boost to them if Mercedes picks it up as well, because it is big advertising. She can walk around with a New Japan American title around her shoulder while she's doing all these bits that she does at the moment. You see her courtside at big sporting events and throwing the first ball at baseball matches and that sort of stuff. So it's a massive boost for advertising for New Japan. I would be very surprised that Mercedes does not win this match. It's going to be a great match. I think Stephanie is fantastic. I don't know if this is a bold statement or not. I think Stephanie is probably a more talented in-ring competitor than Mercedes. However, Mercedes is more of an entity rather than just a wrestler, if that makes sense. So it'd be interesting what does happen. Like I said, I would be surprised if Mercedes doesn't come out of this one on top. And again, I mean, I'm on about Stephanie not necessarily willing to, but working for AEW more consistently and holding a championship. It's possible. She does wrestle a lot of other stuff around the US. I've seen she's been booked for the last 2 or 3 New Japan US pay-per-views, so it's definitely possible, but in my mind, I would be very surprised, if Mercedes does not walk away with the championship. And Mercedes definitely in control of this match at the moment as well, with a boot in the spine of Stephanie Vaquer. I haven't updated the rankings yet still. I need to do that. Problem is, I need to go through and double check a couple of eliminations, which means I've got to go back and watch my own video, which I hate doing. I've not even done the Impact rankings upgrades yet on that. I'll get them done. By the time this is uploaded, I will have all those ranking systems upgraded, I promise you. That's Stephanie now with the elbows right in the gut of Mercedes. They send Mercedes off the ropes, and Stephanie, lovely arm drag, sending Mercedes across the ring. There's the strike into the face. And now a nice little snap suplex. I was tempted to try and do some women's tag as well. It's so difficult. I don't think there's many great calls this year, I must admit. Like, you've got about 15,000 CM Punks who's already on the game, as you always do. I've seen loads of Taylor Swifts and Jay-Z's and that sort of stuff, but when it comes to actual real wrestlers, there's not many out there. There are a few niche ones, which I'm trying to use as many as I can as part of this. But some of the ones I really wanted to use, like I wanted to use TMDK and the Mighty Don't Kneel. They're the current New Japan Strong and New Japan Heavyweight Tag Team Championship champions. There's no decent cause for them. I wanted to use the current Tag Team Champions in CMLL. There's no good cause for them. Who else do I want to use? It was like the other day when I wanted to use Marufuji last week. There's no core of Marufuji. The guy's a legend. And there's no decent cause of Marufuji at all, which just shocks me. I mean, I want to give a shout out to that. Is it GTEOK? They're great because they are working in unison. There's a group of people, they work in unison, they don't step on each other's toes. They're all making unique calls rather than duplicating the same ones. I think that's great. And there are some people who are quite specialised. Like there's a guy, I forgot his name now, Cosmic Angels, I think it is on Twitter, who makes a lot of Stardom cores, which is fantastic. A lot of these Stardom cores that I use are always from the same person. Mercedes now round the back. I'm surprised no one's made a better Mercedes either, to be honest. This is the base Sasha Banks model from the game a few years back, with just funky hair on top. Surprised no one's made a better Sasha. But I suppose it's difficult. Especially with women as well, it's always very difficult because, like with men, it's much more simple. You have tights, you have trunks, you have shorts, and then you just put the patterns on top. With women, they've got all these weird attires with straps and strings, and it must be so difficult to make the cause when the clothing just doesn't fit a standard, if that makes sense. Mercedes, oh, she got to win. Wow, okay. With a big elbow drop. Not quite what I expected away for Mercedes to get the win was with an elbow drop, but she pulled it out the bag. And there goes Mercedes. With that victory, moves up to a 0 in our ranking system. For the first time ever, Mercedes is now on a neutral term. She's always been in a minus. That's good for her. Stephanie Vaquer with that loss. That is going to put her down to a... So I'm trying to work it out now with... So she got 4 in that, -1 is 3. So she's on +1 still, Stephanie Vaquer. So still in the pluses. And I dare say we'll see her again at some point this week. I'm tempted to bring her in with a tag team partner. I did find a core for Zooksies, which is not too bad. I find that people in masks are obviously a lot easier to make because you're not going to get the face details correct. So potentially we could use their female tag team. And I don't know. Do we do a women's tag team championship match as part of week 3? Possibly. Depends if we can get enough decent tag teams. Again, I look for the Stardom tag team champions. No luck at all. So we'd have to use a couple of AEW tag teams, which we could do. We could use... Well, Willow and Statlander aren't together anymore, are they? Tay Conti and Anna Jay aren't together anymore. We could do Sky Blue and Julia Hart as a tag team. We could do Athena and Billy Starks. Obviously, you've got Mina Shirakawa and... Well, Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May as Rose Gold. And you've also got the potential Toni Storm and Mariah May as bosom buddies, as they're now known. I reckon we can do something with the tag teams, I reckon. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. Tomorrow's one that I'm really looking forward to recording. It is going to be an ultimate submission triple threat match. We're going to make the match go for... I've got it down as 20 minutes at the moment. I might go longer, but 20 minutes. It's going to be Hechicero versus Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Ultimate submission match. A point for every time you submit someone, minus a point every time you are submitted. So yeah, there we go. I'm going to love you, leave you. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.